Hello everyone, this is Aram here, and today we are going to create this e-commerce website, and I have made it by using Bootstrap. So it has a nice slider, you guys can see, and a button with some rubble effect. Let me show you the button effect from here. And then it has a nice shopping cart. I made it by using font awesome icons. Then it has this kind of services section. Then we have a featured product section, and in the product section I have used the Bootstrap cart. When I hover over it, the image or the product image actually it zooms in, and then the card also, when I hover over the card, there is a nice shadow below this card, and when I hover over the image, it zooms in. So it's a responsive website. And let me show you a nice animation here. It's in the about companies section, so a nice animation effect. Then I do have a bestseller products section, where when I hover over it, a nice text appear over the image. It could be about the product. So, and then I have a contact section, contact us form, and then a footer with some social icons. So let me show you that it is responsive, and it is responsive to all breakpoints. But first of all, let's see that it is, my images are on a little bit on side. You guys can go with your own images. So you can see everything is stacked nicely, and it gives a very nice effect. It's very clean and neat page, like no, there isn't any kind of overflow, and the effects or the animation is working on the smaller screens also, like this zoom in effect and shadow. And then let me show you the about company section, and then the bestseller product section, where everything is everything stacked nicely, and the form, and then the footer section. So I hope that you guys will enjoy this project. So let's move on to the editor and start coding for this project. So here is my code editor. I'm using VS Code Editor. Whatever code editor you like, you can go with that. And in that, I'm going to open a folder, which would be this e-commerce. And the folder is going to open here. And the images I have used in this project, I've got these images from pexels.com, and I would like to give all the credits to pexels.com photographers. So you guys, if you have any other choice, you guys can go to with your own choice. So and I've already created the images folder within the folder of my e-commerce project folder. Now I'm going to create a file with the name of index.html, and then I want to go with another file which would be main.css. and in here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the Bootstrap template. So this is a Bootstrap website, getbootstrap.com. Here I'm going to click on Get Started button, and then from this part, here is a starter template. I'm going to copy this, and this is what I have done. I've pasted that Bootstrap basic template within my index.html. Then here, in place of title, I'm just going to say e-commerce. E-commerce, it's okay, only e-commerce. Then I want to remove this each one. And now let me link my CSS or style sheet with this. So for this, I want to have a link then I want to say related to style sheet, and then I want to go with the link, and here the link is main.css. Now I have used the font awesome icons, so for that go to the fontawesome.com website and enter your email address here. Then they will send you the code. They will send you the procedure. Follow the procedure and get the code. I have already got my code, and it is here. So I'm going to copy this code and let me paste it within the head section. So this is what I have done so far. Now what I'm going to do next is I want the Google fonts, and here the font I have used is Poppins, and this Poppins, and I'm going to add it. And for this one I have only the regular one. I would like to go with the bold also, so here the bold is 700, and I'm going to copy this code from here and let me paste it in the head section. So here we go. We have almost all the basic things we have done. So let's first of all, okay, let me have a heading 1, and let's say e-commerce, and let me save it. Let me go to the live server. So here is the live server. Yep, this is the our page is working. So this is the title and this is the H1. Now I want to remove this font awesome and this Bootstrap from here because I need some room. And okay, so let me remove it from here and let me close it. Okay, so let's start coding, and first of all I would like to go with the navbar. For that I want to have a comment, and let's say end of nav or navbar. End of navbar is okay. And this should also be navbar. Okay, I don't have to use this space, but it's okay. First of all, I want to go with the nav element, assigning it a class of navbar, then again navbar, and expand. It's for the responsiveness, and expand SM, and then navbar dark, and then BG BLACK. Then we need to use some of these classes in our CSS. And now I want to have a div with a class of container, and within this I would like to have a link, and this link is not going to do anything. Then a class of navbar brand, it's for logo, and here I am just going to say watch time. Okay, I know it's very stupid to you guys, but it's a stupid name, but it's okay. Here I just use the time value. Over there I'm just using the watch time. It's okay, I'm not so descriptive in this thing. Now let's go with the button and assigning it a class of navbar toggler. It's a Bootstrap class, and then data toggle collapse, and let me break it. So data target, and here I want to go with the ID of navbar collapse, and then I want to have a span element, and for this span let me assign a class of navbar toggler, icon, navbar toggler icon, and that's all. Now let me bring it in the middle of the screen so it will be easy for you guys to see that what's going on. Now let's have another division after this button, another div, assigning it a class of collapse, then navbar collapse, okay, navbar collapse, and then ID. So here I'm going to use this data target ID, which is navbar collapse. Okay, I have used this ID here, this data target ID. Now unordered list, so class navbar nav and margin left auto. Then within this I want to have a list item, assigning it a class of nav item active. I'll show you what is this. And then here I want a link which would be each ref, and then I want to have a class of nav link, and here a home button. So first link, let me show you something. And here this one, sorry, this home, it's an active one, but all these, when I hover over them, they show the color is changing a bit, but this one is already changed. So this is the active class, which one, what I'm using here, okay, this one. So because this is an active class. Now let's have some other links, and after this li, another list item, and this would be again nav item, and then href, anchor tag href, and class of nav link, and this will be services. Okay, now let's copy and paste it for several times, 3, 4, I think it's enough. Services, after services I want to have a product, and then this would be about, and then contact. Okay, let me bring it here in the middle of the screen. Okay, let's save it. Let's see what's going on in the browser. So cannot see anything because we need to style. So let's do this after a minute. And after this list item, let's have another one which would be class and nav item, and then here anchor tag href, and then here it would be a class of nav link. Within this font awesome icon, and the class for this is FESFA shopping cart, and I want it to be bigger than its actual size, so I'm using FE 2 times, and that's all. Okay, let's save it. I'm sure nothing has happened here. There is something, but we cannot see. Let's go to the style sheet, and first of all, here let me have a body selector. Then here I want to say font family, and here in Google Fonts, when I had a font, when I copied this link, I have to copy this one also, so I'm going to copy this one now, and let me paste it here, and this shouldn't be here, and this one. Now all the font would be this pop-in sans serif. Sans serif means that if the user, if they don't have this pop-in font within in their system, then it will be replaced with any sans serif font. And now let's have a navbar, class of navbar, and then the class of nav link. Sorry, nav link. Here the font size, this would be 14 pixels, and the text transform uppercase. Padding would be padding left, and this would be 16 pixels, and then padding right, again this would be 16 pixels, and here let's say navbar toggler and outline, so none, and then .bg to background. Oh, sorry, here it would be class background class and background. I'm sorry, we had this background black, bg black, and here I'm going to say background color would be black. Let's save it. Move on to the browser. Let me remove this. Okay, so we have a background, but there it has some things like the padding left and right. So for this, let me use a flag, important flag, and here also it has to override the code of Bootstrap. So when I say important, then it is not going to change it. Now you guys can see that it is looking nice. And then font size, cart, contact, active class, and let's go to the mobile responsiveness, and there is a button. Okay, but can you see this outline? I don't want this outline, and I have already said that outline none, but it doesn't affect, so I also need to use the flag, important flag. And now okay, so now when I click on this, I cannot see that outline, so it is working. Okay, now let's move on to the next section, which is this slider. So we have to create this image slider, and for this we have to create we have to code for that image slider. Let me close it. Okay, so let's move on to our index.html page and our main page, and here I'm going to remove all these spaces. Let me have a glass of water. Okay, so let's start coding for the slider section. For that, it will be slider and end of slider, and here let's have a section, and I want to assign it an ID of main, then do div ID, and here I'm going to say carousel, carousel, and this should be, let me say capital. Okay, carousel, and then class of carousel slide, and then data right, again carousel. Let me check my carousel spelling because this. Okay, and within this I would like to go with some ordered lists. So OL class, and this would be carousel indicators, carousel indicators. And now I want to have some list items. So first of all, I want to have a data target, and this would be an ID of this ID. Okay, I'm going to target this ID. I'm selecting this ID, carousel, carousel. My spellings are terrible. Carousel, then data slide 2, and then here I'm going to use 0, class active, and let me bring it here. Okay, let me copy and paste it for a couple of times, and let's remove this active class because we don't want all the slides to be active. I don't know why I couldn't select this. Okay, and here not 0, it would be 1, and this would be 2. And the ordered list is done. Now we have to go with a division div, assigning it a class of carousel inner, and then div, assigning it a class of carousel item, and then carousel image, image 1, and then I want to have an active class, and for this I'm using the active class here. So div class container. Within this container I'm going to have another division, assigning it a class of carousel caption, where I'm going to use the captions, and display none, and display small block. And I'll explain you what's going on here, okay? Let me bring it here, and this should be here, okay. Block and text RHHG, right. I want the text to be up here on right side, and margin bottom 5, and let's close this. And now within this, let's have a heading 1, assigning it a class of display 3, and then title color or heading color. So here it would be title 1, and now then I want to have a subtitle or something written below the heading. So I'm going to use a class, the lead class, for this, and then some dummy text of could be 10 words. Let me break it, and here we go. It's not done, we have to do some other things here. And then let me have a link here. This would be each ref, and hold on, okay, it should be here, then it will be easy for you guys to see. Then class BDN button class, then BDN color, I'm going to use it in CSS, and then slide BDN, and then BDN large, the button should be large size, and then here I want to say sign up now. And here let me have a second image, and for the second image I think let me save it and let's go to the browser. Okay, so cannot see anything, we have only this indicators, but in CSS after styling it we can see that. So let's prepare the markup, and we will fix it in our CSS. Okay, so div class carousel item, and then carousel image 2. I can copy and paste it, but let's write in the third one, could copy and paste. Div class container, TINER container class. Just a minute, I just want to keep it separate. So for this, let's say end of the first one. Okay, and after this container class, let's have an other div class. So division, assigning it a class of carousel caption, display none, and display SMBLCK block. Margin bottom 5, and here again let's go with the heading 1, assigning it a class of display 3, and then a title color, and then title 2, and then after let's have a paragraph with the Bootstrap class lead class, and then some dummy text of 10 words, lorem ipsum, and let me bring it here, and a link. So anchor tag, href, and this could be nothing actually right now, and then it should be a class of BDN, then BDN color, and slide BDN, and then BDN large, button large, and here learn more. Okay, so let's copy and paste it. Okay, and here let's change the image. This would be image 3, and this could be title 3, and the button here, this button would be the learn more button, and after this button we have an image, and I think everything is done. Now let's do something else. What is that something else? Here let's start having an anchor tag, and there shouldn't be anything, but there should be a class of BDN, then again BDN color, slide BDN, BDN LG, sorry, not this one, I just repeated that. It should be a carousel. My apologies. It should be the same ID we have used in the beginning. So carousel, carousel, and let's have a data slide, and there I want a previous button and a class of carousel, spellings, carousel, control, prev, and in here let's have a span element, assigning it a class of carousel, control, prev icon, and the span is closed. I want something else, same like this. Let's copy this, paste it, and in place of prev let's have a next class here. So it should be next. Let's save it, and cannot see anything. Let's go to the main.css file, and here let me have a comment here. This should be the slider. Oops. Okay, And here let's have a class of carousel item, and the height should be 600 pixels. Then let me bring it in the middle. Okay. And then again the class of carousel image 1, and we say my images are very sharp, so I'm going to use the background linear gradient RGBA 0000.3 and another RGBA again 000.4, and then I want to have a URL. So here I want to add my images. So for this, let me break it actually from the URL, and within my images folder I'm going to use my hero image .jpg, and then I'm going to say that a background size for this would be cover, and then again let me copy this and paste it here. So this would be image 2, and everything is going to be same, but in place of this hero image I have another image. This would be image 9, actually image 9, and then let me paste it again. This could be image 3, and here in my images folder this would be, what is this? This should be image 1. So I should say this image 1, and let's save it, move on to the browser. Okay, so as I've told you that my images were sharp, so I just use a gradient, the black gradient here. We cannot see the button because we have this learn more. We can see this learn more, but we have to style it, and this sign up now. So let's go back and start working on the buttons. First of all, let me use my title color class, and the title color, the color would be white. Okay, it is light, but I want to use the same. And then I have to start working on the button color. So the button and the button color BTN color class, and here I'm going to say the background of the button, spelling of the ground. Moment please, let me bring it here. Okay, background, and this background would be black, and text over this background, this could be FFF white, and then dot BTN color. What is this? Okay, dot BTN color, and the color hover. Actually, I want to have a hover effect, but let's see that what would be the hover. So this should be right now. I just want to show you something, then you can change. Okay, So here when I hover over it, the color is gray. I just want to change it. Let's say that this could be, I'm a bit confused here, you guys can use better colors, and this should be a white. Let's save it and let's see. Yeah, now it is gray, and when I hover over it, okay, it's looking better than before, so it's okay. Now we have to give the wobble effect. So here when I hover over this, it has this wobble effect, and but here we can't do this. We have only the text change. We have our text is changing its color. So let's go and start working on the animations. First of all, here let me say add keyframes, slide BDN, and here I want to say 16.65 transform and translate Y 8 pixels, and this should be a percentage. Okay, so 16.65 percentage, 65%. Now I want to go with, it could be 17, only 16 also. Let's go with only 16%. Then here I want to go with 33%, and this 33% here it could transform and translate Y minus 6 pixels. And then here let's say 50%, and this 50% could be transform, then again translate Y, and here it could be 4 pixels. And let's have some other numbers. This could be 65%, and then transform, translate Y, and here it will be minus 2 pixels. And then it could be 85%, and then they transform and translate Y, transform, translate Y, and here this should be 1 pixel, and then the 100%, let's say transform, translate Y 8 pixels. Not 8 pixels actually, let's say 0, because when it is on 100%, so here it shouldn't be moved, but when we place our mouse on it, then it will show some effect. I didn't save it, that's right, now it's not working, and I have to do something else. Now let's use some other keyframes. So no, it's done actually. Not 2 keyframes, I have to use the class of a slide button, and then I have to say display inline block, vertical align, not this, vertical alignment, vertical align middle, and then transform. Here I have to use perspective and 1 pixel, and then translate Z. This would be 0, and some box shadow. Box shadow. This could be 001 pixel, and then some RGB effect, and then 0, 0, 0, and 0. Okay. And then slide button hover. So let me bring it here, and here it would be slide BDN hover. Slide BDN hover, and this could be display inline block. Again, inline block. I'm sorry, I just mixed something here. It shouldn't be only slide button hover. My apologies. Actually, I have to work on focus also. So focus is for the mobile, for the mobile responsiveness. So here this would be the slide button focus and focus class. Okay, slide BDN, and then let's say focus, and it's a class. So for this it's mobile responsiveness, and then I want to go with the slide button, slide BDN active, and here let's have a active, and oops, and here animation name, which we already used. So let's say animation name. Actually, what we have to do, and what I just mixed up here, we have to create this animation first, and then we have to create this. So I've just created this first, but it's okay. And now what I have to do, animation button, the button name is slide BDN, and then animation duration 1 second, and then animation timing, animation timing function, actually animation timing function. Okay, is in out, and then animation iteration. So animation iteration count, and this could be 1, and let's save it. Okay, so when I place my mouse over this button, it has a wobble effect, and this slider and animation and everything is working well and nicely. So if I hover here, it is also working, and where's the third one? And this is the third one. So we have done with our image slider, with the slider, the hero slider or hero image, we can say. My images have some other kind of side, so you guys can use the better images than mine, then it can be seen in the middle of the screen. Okay, and let's move on to the next section, and the next section is about this is a services section. Let me check my recording time. Okay, so the services section, let's go back to the editor and start coding this services section. But first of all, let me have a glass of water, then we can start working on the services section. Okay, so here let me remove these extra spaces from here, and I just want some, I don't want these extra spaces. Okay, so after this slider, let's start working on our services section. So service, only service section is okay, and then end of service section. So within these lines, let's start writing our code. So first of all, I would like to go with this section, assigning it a class of services. Padding from top and bottom would be 5. Text center. And now let's have a division, class of not container, and have another division with a class name of raw. And now let's write a comment. Let's have a comment here, single service, and end of single service. So within this, here, let's start coding for the service. So this would be division and assigning it a class. Should be column 10, and max auto, then call medium 6, and then column large 4, and margin top and bottom 3, and here a span element. Let me have an element which is going to be span, and the class is going to be service icon, service icon, and service icon, this would be a font awesome icon class. So here I class FA globe, shall be globe, and I want it to be seen bigger, 2 times bigger than its actual size. So let's save it. Let's see what's going on in the browser. And here, okay, we have a globe here. And then here, let's say heading 5, assigning it a class of font weight EIGHT bold, font weight bold, and the text would be uppercase, not upper class, uppercase, and this should be worldwide shipping, not free shipping, but only worldwide shipping. And then paragraph, assigning it a class, and this should be text, capitalize, text capitalize, some dummy text with, let's go with 10 words, and let me break it into 2 lines. Okay, this should be here, and then end of single service. So let's copy and paste it for a couple of times, from single service to end of single service, to and 3, and let's change the title only. So in place of this worldwide shipping, this could be the second one, certified by gurus. So let's see, certified by gurus, GURUS, certified by gurus. And there should be a different icon. So here, this time, in place of this glow, it should be a stamp, STMP stamp. And then this third one, this could be a, here the title should be 30 days money back. So let's say 30 days money back, 30 days money back, and here the icon should be invoice $FAS FILE file invoice $. Let's save it, move on to the browser. Okay, so we have icons and titles, but we need to do something. And what is that something what we need to do? We have to style it a bit. So for that, let's move on to the editor, our main.css file, and here I should say end of slider, and then service section, and then end of service section, end of service section, and within this dot service icon display inline block. I have used this service icon class there. Let me show you where is this service icon class. Here you can see in the span element I've used the class service icon, so I'm calling this same class here to display inline block. And then here the font size, this would be 32 pixels, and margin bottom 16 pixels, and the color, this would be black, and then padding could be 8 pixels and then 16 pixels, and that's all. Let's move on to the browser, and now you guys can see that it is looking much better than before. So we have done with our services section also. Now let's start working on our featured products, and let me see how many products do I have. 12 products I have here. So let's start working, and here in our index.html, again let me remove all these extra spaces from here, and okay, so first of all I would like to say featured product, and then here this could be end of featured product. Okay, I would like to go with the section element, and I want to have an ID of products, then assigning it a class of products, and padding top and bottom would be 5. And then I want to have a division, assigning it a class. This class would be a container. And now I want to go with a section title. So section title, and then end of section title. I want to go with a div, assigning it a class of raw, and now again div, assigning it a class, column 10, max auto, and then column small 6, and text center, and that's all. Now heading 1, assigning it a class of text capitalize, and then product title. So I'm going to use this product title class in my CSS, and this should be a featured TURED featured products. And now it's done here. The title is done. Let's save it. Let me show you. So we have it. Features. Let me change the spelling. So we have a featured product title. This is. Now we have to create the items. So for the items, let's go back to the editor, and after this here I want to have is product items. Let me have a comment here so it would be easy for me. Product items, and then I need to, let me see, I don't want any kind of confusion, so that's why I'm just using the comment for my convenience. End of product items, and within this, let's say let's have a division, assigning it a class, and this should be a raw. Then product items, we are going to use this class in CSS, and then ID. This could also be used in CSS, product items. And here within this I want to have a single item. So for this, let's say single item, and then let me say end of single item. Single item and end of single item. So within this commented lines, let me bring it here. Okay, div, assigning it a class, spelling of my class, column 10, and then column small 6, and then column large 4, max auto, margin top and bottom 3, And now within this I have to create another division, assigning it a class of card, because I've used the card. So card, single card, single item, card, single item. Okay, and now within this let's have a image container. So another division and a class, and this would be img and container container, image container. And then here let's have an image, and the source of the image is images, and here I'm going to use my image 1, and then let's assign it a class of, I want to break this line. So class, and this class could be card img and top. So then I want to have a product img product image, and here let me use the alt class. Right now I'm not doing anything here, but you guys should write it. It is going to be very helpful in SEO. And then this one container is done. Now we have to go with the body, so with the card body. So let me say class, and this class should have a card body and another division, assigning it a class of card text display flags, and then justify content between let me bring it here, and justify content between, and text capitalize. So text capitalize, and I want it to be within the screen, so that's why I'm using it like this. So we close it, and within this let's have a heading 5, and with the ID of item name, and I'm going just using a branded watch, as I've told you that I'm not good with naming conventions, so I'm just using the branded watch title. And I have to use an element. This would be a span element, span, and a font awesome icon class. This would be a $, sign, GN sign, and that's all. Not at all. We need something else, and that here I'm just using the kind of a price. And here our single item is done. Okay, let me save it. Let's go back to the browser and see the, okay, so we have a single item. The name of the item is branded watch. If you guys can see here also, I haven't used any other kind of names, but I've just changed the prices. So we have one product. Now what I'm going to do, I just want to copy this and I want to paste it for several times. Let me copy this from here to, where is the single item? Let's copy this and paste it twice, thrice. Let's just see what's going on there. Okay, so we have it 3 times. Let's change the, let me have it for 8 times. I think it would be enough. Save it. Let me see what's going on. Okay, so one more. Okay, so we have 3, 6, 9 and 12 items. Now I'm just going to change the prices and the images. Okay, then it will be more pleasant to eyes, because here, if you guys see that I've used different watches, so it is going to give a nice look. So from here, where is this? The first image is done. Now let's go and go to the second image, and the second image, this could be image 2, this would be image 2, and we will change the price. Here the price would be $4.50. Then again here, this should be image 3, and then I want to go with the image 4. So here this could be image 3, the price would be 5, and then let's go with image 4, and the price for this could be 6, and then image 5, 4, 5. Here it could be the image 5, and the price would be $7.50, and then this could be image 6, and the price would be $8.50, and let me check image 7. So here I want to go with the image 7, and the price would be $9.50, and I do have it image, let me see that this was the image 7 and this will be image 8. I'm not going to change the price here. Image 9, again the price 4, and image 10, and the price could be, let's save it, and okay, on either camera I was moved, and let's go back, and here, so this is what, okay, so we have the images. Now we need to style them. Let's change these 2 images also. So image 10, image 11, this should be $7.50, and image 12, okay, and this should be seen $3.50. Let's save it. Let's see. Okay, so this is what we have done with our featured section, but we need to style it, and for that, yeah, I don't know the image size. Yeah, it's not the actual image size I want here. So let me see. Here it is. Let me check the number of the image: 12, 11, 10, and 9. So the image 9, this could be image 1. Let's save it, because maybe I kept it for something else. So yep, now it's looking nice. So let's move on to the style sheet and start styling it for the betterment of our eyes. Actually, it's not looking so good, as good as it has to be. So here, let's have a comment of product section, and then here end of product section, and this within these lines of comments, let's start writing code. First of all, let me have an ID. The ID I have used before, product ID, and here I want to change the background, and the background would be black, so you guys can see that now. We have a background, a very nice black background, and here the title is in gray, so we have to change it also. Now the product title class, and here the color would be white. And if we go back and let's see that the title is looking nice now. Now let's start styling these cards, because when I hover over them, nothing is happening, neither with the image nor with the card. And we want this shadow effect when I hover over the card, and when I hover over the image, this zoom in effect. So we don't have this one here. Let's go back and start working on this. So first of all, let's working on the shadow, and for that I had a single item class, and let me use the display inline block, not inline, on the display inline block, and the vertical align, it should be the middle, and then transform. So the transformation, the perspective would be 1 pixels, and then translate not here, I'm sorry, here it would be translate Z, this would be 0, and then here box shadow, so box shadow, and this could be 0, 0, 1 pixels, and then RGB 247, then 241, and then again 241. So the shadow is going to be this white color, it should be in the white color, and then the position, so for this the position would be relative, and then transition duration, this could be 0.3 seconds, and then transition property, So the transition property, this could be transform, not transform, transform, and cursor pointer. Let's save it. Okay, it's not working yet. Now let's have another, what's that other thing? This is a single item before, so single item pseudo class before, and here I have to say pointer events none, and then position would be absolute, z index -1, and the content for this is nothing, it should be empty. Let me have some water. Okay, and then top 100%, then left would be 5%, and the height for this could be 10 pixels, and width 90%, opacity 0. And then I want to go with the background radio, so I should say background and background radio gradient and ellipse at center, then our RGBA 248, and then again 248, 0.35, and then after I want to, let me bring it here. Okay, so 0%, 0%, and then again let me have it here, RGBA 247, and then 244, and then 240, again 244, sorry, not 14, 244, and 0. And this time I would like to go with 80%. And now let me say that transition duration, this would be 0.3 seconds, and then transition property, transition property, and transform opacity, let me bring it here and here, single item hover class, and then I want to go with single item focus for mobile responsive, for mobile devices actually, focus, and then dot single class of single item active, and here I want to say transform translate y -5 pixels, and then single item hover class before pseudo class before, and then again single item hover, and I have used the before class actually, and I have to use single item hover before. I have used this one, single item, it should be focus before, and then single item active before, so active before, and now I want to have an opacity of 1, and then translate y 5 pixels. Let's save it. What this 5 pixel is going to do, it's going to move the element down 5 pixel, and it will stay in place because it's attached to the element that also moves up to 5 pixels. So now let's bring it down and start using the image container class, container, and then position, relative, overflow, hidden, and the spelling, the terrible spellings of my overflow. So it is overflow. Overflow hidden, and then cursor pointer. So cursor pointer, let's save it. Let me show you that what we have done so far. You know, when I'm hovering upon the card, you guys just notice this area, okay? So when I hover over it, there is a nice shadow, okay? So we have done with the shadow. Now we are using this image container class to get the zoom in effect of this image. Before that, we have just a minute please. Here, this one, this single item, or this single item class, this single item class we have used to get this shadow, okay, this shade below the card. Now we are going to use this image container. This is the image container. So we have used this class, and now I'm going to use that growing shadow or the effect of the image, okay? So let's go, and how we can do that. img image container, and again the display is going to be inline block, and then block, and vertical align middle, and then transform, perspective, transform perspective 1 pixels, and then translate z 0, and now again box shadow, again 0 0 1 pixel, then RGB A, and this could be 0 0 0 0. Again, let's go with the transition duration and 0.3 seconds, and then transition property. So transition property, the transition property would be box shadow, not box, box shadow, box shadow, and then transform. Okay, now let me bring it here, and let's use the image container class for the hover effect when we hover over it, and then let's use the product image for focus for mobile devices, and then product image active, product image active, and then here let's have a box shadow. This would be 1 pixels, then 0 pixels, 1 pixels, 4 pixels, and then let's go with some RGBA, 247, then 243, then again 243, and then 0.9, and then transform and for the scale would be 1.1. Let's save it. Okay, so here we are, and when I hover over it, there is a shadow below the card, and the image have a zoom in effect. So this is what, and when I bring the mouse over the card, the footer of the card kind of footer, then it goes back, and you guys can see that it has a nice effect, and it is responsive also. So here let's see, when I hover or when I'm here and when I click over the image, it has a nice zooming effect, and then this one is the card, and there is a nice shadow below this. So this is the focal point, you guys can see. Okay, I hope it is responsive. Okay, this section is also responsive. Now we have to go back to the project where now we have to work with on this about company section, and let me show you that there is a nice animated effect. So I want this to have here in our e-commerce page. This is the e-commerce project, and this is the e-commerce page. Okay, so now let's move back to the editor and start coding for the about us section. And let me bring it here. Let's remove these extra spaces. So let's start with the comment. First of all, about section, and now I want to have an end of about section, and And then here, let's start writing our code. First of all, let's have a section element and an ID of about section. So I'm just saying about sec. Oops. Okay. And then within this, let's go with the div class division and have a class of container. And now within this division, I want to have another division, assigning it a class of raw. Align items center, align items center, and then have another division, class of column large 5, and then text center. Okay, now let's have an image. And for that img and source for the image. This would be images, and I do have an image of about. Okay, and the width of this image, I just want to set an image width. It would be 450, and the height of this would be 150 pixels, only 150, not pixels. And now let me break it here and have a class of image fluid to make it responsive, image fluid, and then watch image. This watch image class I'm going to use in the CSS, and then I want to go with another division, assigning it a class of column large 7, and then text large right, and then text center, and then text color. I'm going to use it in my CSS, and this about text also I'm going to use it in my CSS. Okay, about text, and then each one, this would be about company, the title, and then I want to go with the paragraph, and let me have a class of text here, and with some lorem ipsum. So this lorem ipsum, I should go with the 25 words, not 15, 25 words. And let me break these lines to make it visible within the screen. So let's have here. Okay. Let's save it, move on to the browser, and okay, so you guys can see the image and the about section, and here there is a nice space, nice padding or margin between this section and this section, but here it is not. So let's move back and go back and let's check. Let's make it fine in main.css. Let's style it actually here. So here we go, and let's say about section, end of about section. Now let me bring it in the middle of the screen. Okay, so first of all I would like to go with my about sec class, and I want to say margin top. The margin top would be 25 pixels. Let's save it. Let me show you what I'm talking about, what we have done here. Oh, so it didn't work. Why it didn't work here? About sec. Let me check my class name here. It is about sec. Yep. Okay, it's not a class name actually. It's an ID. And I've selected a class here. So for this, my apologize. ID and here. Okay, so now it is nice. I just used a class. It was an ID. Okay, and then let's use the text color class, and for this the color of the text would be black, and then watch image class, if you guys remember, and here margin top would be 35 pixels, and margin top will be 35 pixels. Then again I want to have a watch image, oops, not this one, and here let's have the animation. First of all, let me create an animation, then it would be easy for me to explain that what's going on. So just leave it here, watch image. First of all, let's create animation. So it will be key frames image left class, image left, and here the 0%, this could be transform, translate x minus 120 pixels, and then let's go with the opacity, and the opacity for this would be 0, and let me bring it here. Okay, then here the 100%, and then transform, translate suppose I think I mistook somewhere. I'm trying to find my mistake. And translate x, this could be 0. Yep, my spelling mistakes. It's transform. Translate x 0. And then the opacity for this would be 1. Okay, now again add keyframes and image right. For the right side, the 0%, sorry, 0%, and transform, translate x, and this could be 30 pixels, and the opacity for this would be 0. And now let's have, oops, not here, 100%, and for this again the transform and translate x 0, and the opacity for this again would be 1. let's save it, and now this is the animation name, image, this img left. So let's use this img left here, this within this watch image here. Let's say animation name, so the name of the animation is img left, and animation duration, this could be 3 seconds. And then for the next one, this is about text, and here the animation name, this would be your text right, R-I-G-H-T, right. And then here again, here this wouldn't be text right, this is image right. I mistook somewhere. Yep, this is not image right, because on the second part, or this one is it's a text. I'm sorry, this is the image, this is the animation name. Okay, so the text right is the animation name, not the image right, because we don't have image on right side, we have a text on right side. My apologies. And then here animation duration, and this could be again 3 seconds. Let's save it, move back to the browser, and you guys, I don't know if you noticed or not, let me refresh it for you guys. Okay, but let me see what's going on here. Here the text is also animating, but here the text isn't animating. I mistook somewhere, only the image is animating. So let me check where I mistook. This is the animation name is text right, not the dash. Okay, there is some problem within my browser, so don't worry. Okay, let me refresh it. Oops. So the text and the image both are animating. We have done this about us section also. Now what's next? Let's go back to, let's see in our project. So we have this bestseller section. So the bestseller, within this bestseller section, we have a text over the image, and let's go and start working on this bestseller section. Let me see the timing of my, it is going to, okay, so here we go.